Hello everyone, this is Akhier, and we're once again back here in Dwarf Fortress land. And we're doing pretty good. We managed to get a moat set up, and we actually had some goblins come by. Stupid lovebirds, always interrupting. We're currently midwinter of the 4th year, so we will be coming up on the 5th year soon enough. Currently at 80 people because we had a baby born, seeing as we had a dwarf die to goblins. Such a shame. Axe Leader, why are you interrupted by a bird? It's a bird. Just kill it. Or, nope. Giant mantis. What was it? Oh, that was probably one of our animals then. Yeah, it's the gander. Fair enough. I'll take a gander at that and then move on. They're making the, the bridge multicolored there, I see. I have no way to secure that. Oh well. Can't help that really at the moment. I'll just leave it alone. Nothing's happening there, nothing's up.
I won't do it.
Interrupted by mantis. Silly mantis eye. If I remember correctly, we were currently melting down axes. And they should all be wielding fancy axes. Military equipment. Yeah, I sent that back to you. Okay. With that in mind, military, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords and 3 spears. Q, bronze sword. Forge me 5 dudes. Forge me 15 of those. Also, we're still waiting on the whole pig iron thing. Oh hey, Peatrix hatch. Only one hatch of them though. That's the thing. I want the other batch to hatch as well, since there are 2 there. Anyway, what was I about to check? I was about to check to see if we had... how much steel we had. We have a steel bar. Because I'm considering making the spears out of steel. Which isn't a problem, it's just not going to happen apparently. So that's the thing. Oh well. I'm actually going to remove that. Since I have currently 2 things here, I can just load them up with bronze short swords. There we go. That should do. I'll have to make some metal shields at some point. Though, just general armor, period, more so than they have right now, probably be a good thing. Just saying. Someone start on it? No? Okay, I'll put a do it now on one. There's only one person that should be able to do it. So, it's not like it'll matter that there's 2. It just means I selected 20 at once. Looks like we have a number of bolts lying around. I'm assuming they were shot at lovebirds. So that's a thing. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be letting the game play as much as possible instead of suspending it. If I can. Though I should probably work a little bit on replacing these outer walls with actual stuff. Wood. Wait a second. Oh, it's telling it to chop down trees, and I didn't switch it to mining like I did the first time. There we go. We can open that up. Huh. We've got trees down there, I think. They should actually grow. if I'm not mistaken. I could be. That's always possible. Okay. Everything's a wonderful shade of brown with splotches of red and green. Brilliant. You know, that's the one thing I didn't try. I didn't try stationing the mark dwarves up here and see if they were able to shoot at the dudes. That's definitely something to try next time. Especially since the mark dwarves tend not to hang out in this area, so I could legitimately close the one thing without much of a problem. The inner bridge. So that wouldn't be too much of a hassle. Though, once all the mark dwarves get up to legendary, they will be training down there. At that point, we can just train their whole hammer thing. Since they're gonna do that anyway at some point, might as well let them not be too much derp about it. Which, always a worry. And thinking about, like, making a road around the outside. A road so that there's less work for it. But basically so that trees don't grow. It's a possibility. Oh, hey, they, finished over here. Good. Oh, cute. It's not actually enough to cover that whole area. Sure, using repeated wood. And let's dig out that. We'll start with a couple of small areas so that I don't think the walls don't just fall apart when you take their areas away, but I'm not gonna chance it anyway. There we go. I kind of wish that the mining wasn't well, no, that wouldn't work. I was just thinking of something and I realized I was an idiot for thinking that. So, never mind me. Definitely a thing. Okay, how are we doing? Where's the point? How's that going? Repeat now. We got fat. That's slightly important that we get it done. Squad A move. Yeah. As long as the mantis doesn't move too far away. Squad A move. Yeah. Where's that mantis? Squad A move. Yeah. Okay, good enough. Now, we let them actually get out here. Squad A move over half. I wish I could tell them to put it in gear. But we'll see what happens. They aren't shooting at the moment, so they don't see it. Or they are, they're not hitting it out. Oh wait, no, they are shooting it. they're just not hitting it. Squad A, move. Follow the mantis. Squad A, move. Follow. There we go. Squad A, kill list. Oh, it's dead. Never mind. Yep. Squad AO. There we go. We managed to kill that mantis. DB reclaim, and we did it with a lot of bolts. That is the one thing. You don't lose bolts when you're shooting up in the air. Though it does create a lot of work in slightly awkward area. Also, I don't have enough spaces specifically for something like that, so it's quite awkward overall. Dig, dig. There we go. Equipment mismatch. Well, that's annoying. Okay. Slowly but surely we'll turn that into the thing. You know, this is the right thing. Huh. What happened to the, heat chicks? Looks like they're all fine. We just didn't get another hatch of them. So I'm just gonna go and say these guys can be butchered. Just saying. There we go. Butcher. Nah. I'll leave those alive. For now. Anyway. Starting to work on that. Honestly, that level doesn't even really need walls. It's just because I want to keep the aesthetic I'm going for the same that I even have them in the first place. As they are, anyway. So that's a thing. Now, where's the wood? There's the wood. There we go. Just need to get those all dug out, and then I can make the wall there. There we go. No, I was trying to tell you to dig that. But if you want to ignore me, I guess that's a thing. Dig out that area, why not? Not that we actually... Well, yeah, this is one area where I do want it closed in no matter what. As it has an actual purpose for being closed in instead of just being closed in. So that's a thing. Dig that out as well when you're done over there. And put in a wall here. And a wall here. Wall. How did I do this? Okay, that's how I did it. I remembered I did a weird thing with it, and apparently that was the weird thing. So that's cool. This should provide him a bit of work, that's fine. And put the wall in there. Of course, eventually I'll have to do the outside area. And I probably should have done it right now, as it's still winter. That is a good point. Not that they can really get to the stuff right away, so that's not necessarily a problem, it's just something to be on the lookout for. Alright, I turned the parties on. Do I want to turn that off? I don't need to turn it off, but I'm going to stop this. They started a party, so now it's no longer a meeting hall. Did that disband the party? Job. Job is what I'm looking for. No, it didn't disband the party. Okay, then that's fine. I completed one of the charcoal requests. Swords have been being made. There's a process going on somewhere. Oh, that's just a weird color. Okay, fair enough. I just gotta make sure I build the right areas first. For instance, right here, we want to build that so that later on we don't end up with it just kind of sitting there. I'm assuming this... No, it's not suspended. Oh, the melt designation stuff there stopped. Repeat now. Oh, and I want to go into the... I don't need that. Oh, that's why we're having so much problem. We got the various bar stuff here. But what I want to do is go into this, check out weapons, melt, 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 swords, spears melt, bronze spears, no, iron crossbows, I don't know who's using what. We'll leave those alone. Don't know who's using what. No, we're using short swords. Melt those. So that's definitely stuff we can melt. Ammunition. Any metal ones, they can melt. Armor. Do we have any metal armor? Because I didn't make any metal armor. So if there's any metal armor at all, that's not ours. I'm not seeing any. Okay, leg wear. Troll fur trousers. That's cute. I'm assuming that came with the goblins. Yeah, troll fur comes from goblins because they raise trolls, which you can, you know, shear and get fur from because trolls. Why not? Of course, now that I said that, what I instantly think of is those troll dolls with the funky hair. I'm like, oh, is this bright pink clothing? That would be interesting. Iron, copper, wood. Are they using these? I don't know. But I'll melt them both. Why not? I'm assuming they already grabbed all these. What are you like? Just that. Just a fancy name. So yeah, and presumably there's not really anything else in here that I could melt. So that's fine. We'll let it be as is. Okay, wow, they actually managed to complete the one thing without causing any problems. That's always a good thing. Now, let's make sure I get all the inner works finished up. Dig along there. That'll be vaguely important to get done. Stuff's being slaughtered. I'm not currently designating a lot of stuff because I want to fill in these corner bits first before I start doing any other things. They're vaguely important. Handling a dangerous creature, whatever. Oh, and I just realized a, there we go. Take those out as well. There we go. Over here we have easier access to the stuff. So that's good. Come on, get those figured out. There we go. We've just got one more area that I actually care about before I can just really start mass designating stuff. Also, one of the things that doing this would do is, it doesn't matter because as long as you have one thing supporting the upper level, it's all fine. But technically, if the game actually cared about support, doing this would provide. Excuse me, would provide it. So that's a thing. Not an important thing, as it doesn't affect anything, but it's there. It's a thing to think about. And you can make some cool-looking stuff if you pretend that you actually do need support. So, you know. Is stuff. Yeah, come on. This is just kind of out in the middle of nowhere, I guess. And that's being worked on. I can put this down so that won't interrupt anything, hopefully. Come on. You didn't suspend. Yeah, that's just not being made, apparently. I'll just let that finish up first, since I find that vaguely important. I want that done. Not the other stuff. Okay, there we go. As soon as that all gets figured out, I can just designate all the walls. Just got that small area of stuff left. And I want to wait until it has all been cleared up so I can just designate it all at once. I'm still bringing that giant mantis corpse. Okay. And yeah, it definitely would be easy at this point to combine the two pasture areas. I'm not going to, but it would be an option if I wanted to. And it will still be an option, seeing as I'm not doing anything that would prevent me from doing it in the future. So it's always there. I might throw in a door at some point just to allow them to, you know, bring the animals between areas easier. So that might happen at some point. Then again, I don't really butcher the stuff that's outside that much. It's mostly pets, since the only ones I keep that are grazers are the pets. I forgot this. Yeah, I'm a derp. I think these should get selected relatively quickly. No, that one's not selected yet. The other one is. As soon as that goes, I'll start designating other places. It's not going to, but, you know, life. And dirt. that? Okay, there we go. Lots of time spent on this designating stuff, but it's vaguely necessary at this point since I did remove the defenses. Admittedly, we are across a too-wide water gap, so they would have to swim to get to us or something, but on the other hand, if they have bows or crossbows, they don't need to do anything. They just shoot at the civilians, because, you know, civilians. Juicy targets. There we go. The only thing I really have to worry about is the one that's still not put up, but that'll be finished quick enough, and then I can designate that last little bit of area there. And in fact, I can designate that already. In fact, most of this as well. There we go. Now, this seems to be working out. Lots of work for them to do. Once it's done, it'll actually look better since... Well, I'll have to do this last little bit of inside work, but... it happens. And they're grabbing the wood from there, of course. Hopefully I didn't use any white wood, or at least none of it ends up being white in the final thing. That would not be desired. That is not the plan. This is not the plan. Oh, and that got finished up, so I can go designate the last little bit here. Fairwood. There we go. Wait a second. Suspend that. How'd I miss that one little thing? I should have realized that was how it was. Obviously, I can't do anything down here.
I'm going to name you something incomprehensible to fool my enemies.
Okay. Darn it. They're claiming their wooden shields and stuff. Yeah, just do those, please. That would be preferred. That's not suspended or anything. Yeah, it's just being constructed. Oh yeah, there we go. Yes! The first... Oh, what? What was it causing? What was happening there? Just did the mist stuff. Generally means something was dropped in. I don't see anything there. Or do I? A dude's there. There's no dude down here anymore, so that means he got out of the water. There's a dude. I'm assuming it's that guy. He's legendary axe dwarf, so good thing he didn't drown. And he's a dabbling swimmer, yeah. Well, I guess it is a good thing that we boxed them in again, then. Oh, hello, Reddit. No thank you right now. I was like, yes, let's box in the one group of people who are actually defensive, or actually has a defense against the arrows, and then they try to drown themselves, so yeah. That's just how life works with Dwarf Fortress. Would have been slightly embarrassing to lose the legendary axe dwarf. That is a point. I should probably check them out and, like, do something to mark all the ones that are actually, like, legendary or something. Or currently legendary. Again, they're all lords, so they're all at least decent at their job. So I shouldn't really, Oh, there we go. We've got all the area marked off then. Do I need that? Like, technically I don't need this big wall right there. The biggest thing is it's a defensive thing, so people can't shoot just straight in like this or something. And there's an actual walk area. So I'll leave that as is. we doing? Yeah, mostly working on that, I guess. Owl still hasn't hatched. I'm starting to worry about the eggs themselves. It shouldn't be a problem. It's been, like, they're both in there. So, I don't really know. They're just, like, it shouldn't take this long. It's generally not how eggs work. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Again, I guess I don't really know how long it's been total. That could definitely be a factor in this. Anyway. Okay, they've got that finished up. Boom, and put the wall up. Don't really need it this thick, but that's how I had it designed in the first place. So I think I'll just follow through on that. There we go. Should have flipped that so that they did the two little bits first. Oh well. Alright, has anything else come in that I care? Nope, just giant sparrows. Which, if I could ever catch, would be interesting, but I can't, so I won't. Oh, yeah, the door got destroyed. I think it happens if there's nothing next to it and something walks through. I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So we'll just put that as is and let it work itself out. Oh hey, alpaca cheese roast. Not the worst roast. Looks like someone's working on the one next to where the door is supposed to be, so I'll throw these in now. So I can get the wall, or the door rebuilt right quick now. Which is what I really cared about there. Build door. Yep, that's the door for me. Or for there, anyway. There we go, it's all getting built up quickly enough. Your master. Marksmanship. I can't remember. I think they get experience just for shooting the bow, so that time over here where they were just shooting them all over the place I think was good for them. Again, it might also be they have to hit. If that is the case, and then that was mostly pointless. But, you know, life. The better they get, the better they are. Which is really saying nothing at all, since that's just how it works. It's like, get XP means you get XP to level up. Yay! It only is important for people who don't understand the basic game mechanics. Which, fair enough, if you don't understand, someone should probably explain it to you. Oh hey, getting some masterwork roasts now. That basically means, yeah, we're going to, we have all the money we need. Forever. Well, not forever. It's just unlikely that will run out in any reasonable amount of time. Especially if we keep making food and stuff. Like, if that keeps happening, then, yeah, we're good. Did he finish the stuff in here? Yeah. There we go. Go finish that as well. That should give us enough of the stuff to actually matter. After all, there's only 5 swords dwarf, and this is making 20 swords. There should be 5 of the exceptional stuff. Hopefully. Like, I guess it's not a guarantee. Why are you canceling? I'm pretty sure we have a bunch of stuff, especially like the weapons and whatnot, that still need melting. Well, no, actually. We don't need that many things melted down. Interesting. No, we do have things that need melted down. And a couple of bolts that need unfit. I'm assuming since the shields aren't allowing itself to be melted, that zoom to. Yeah, they actually picked them up. That's good. That's actually very nice of them to do. We'll remove the melt then. Though it also means that I can come in here and be like, so, do you got any subpar swords? Yes? Okay. It looks like we probably already did all the stuff that we needed there. There we go. And it looks like all the walling on this bottom floor is finished. Or as far as we need it, anyway. I can't remember. I think building a road with, just like wood or something makes a rough road. That requires 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll go with 8 by 8 is a number. 64. I knew that, but I didn't know that, so I decided to do it by that instead. Cube, block, wood, 30, cube, block, wood, 30, cube, block, wood, 4. There we go.
When I'm holding this, I feel unstoppable.
Yes, that happens sometimes. Of course, we won't need all of its thing, some of it will be off screen, and we didn't even need the full 8 to begin with. But that's how we're gonna do it. Oh, actually, can roads go to the edge? It looks like yes, roads can go to the edge. And I was slightly incorrect. Okay. So it was, these are how long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly 10. So this would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 76. 76. 76 obviously can't divide by 10 evenly. 76 divide by 9. 76 divide by 8. 76 divide by 7. 76 divide by 6. 76 divide by 5. 76 divide by 4. 4. I'll do it in sections of 4 then. Melt that. That's not finished, so yeah, keep working on it. If anything, it'll let us get a really good one, potentially. And yes, I know. Suspend. And we'll just have that fill up the suspended things. Apparently our furnace operators are getting good at their job. Yeah, expert. And the biggest thing I take away from that, furnace people are getting good at their job. I think I'm gonna remove those 4 blocks. We should be able to make it with 60. That should be a viable amount. So that's a thing I'll just keep in mind there. Got nothing there in any way that I'd want. Okay, now what to do? Well, we can wait. It's late winter. It's Obsidian 25th, so we're about to go into the next year. And I'll probably end it there. It might be a little short, but then again, might not. Plus, that'll mean that next time we probably have some excitement right off the bat, maybe. And spend that. Well, I guess, do we have anything that we can melee? We could make that. Or that. Yeah, no, we're just going to suspend that. I have no desire to make fancy stuff like that. Though, of course, with the silver and stuff, I will be willing to make goblets. And if we had lead, I'd make goblets for the elves. Because that's always a fun thing to do. Doesn't actually do anything to them, but whatever. It's the thought that counts. Treat them like the Romans, right? Ah ha ha, not the intended effect. Anyway, it kind of caused a bit of a mess for the dwarves to clean up. Looks like we don't have anything actively happening, so we can turn that back in the meeting hall. Just working on that. How are the blocks coming? That's progressing quickly enough. Speaking of that, how much wood do we actually have here? We should have a good amount. Yeah, it seemed like a decent amount. What was the number I came up with? It was 76 divided by 4? Yes. Build 1, 2, 3, 4. This will create more segments, but it'll be in equal space segments, and that I care about more than other stuff, so yeah, that's the thing. Let's see, do we have enough blocks? Yes, but we won't have enough for another one, so we'll have to... Well, no, actually, yes, we do have enough for another section. 3, 1, 2. Blocks. Blocks, blocks. No, I miscounted it. Okay. I must have already had some selected. Fair enough. That happens. Not that important. It'll all get built eventually. I'm actually considering doing, like this all around the outside of the area here anyway, just so I don't have trees growing right next to the base. So that's something to just think about. Charcoal's almost finished there. Do I want to make another order of charcoal? I don't think so. I don't really see the need for it. We only have one.
The dwarves have organized.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. Congratulations.
Everyone's invited.
What quality of spear do they have anyway? Inventory. You have a bronze spear, asterisk. You have a asterisk. Don't know what the actual level's called. And you have an asterisk. Okay, so they don't have bad quality spears, so I'll leave them as they are. Until I can get the steel for their main ones. Yeah. I'm considering making them the, those people. But that's just a thing. Military, axes, spears, swords. Swords is what I want. Weapon, specific weapon. Bronze sword. Weapon-specific weapon. Oh wait, no. No, what we want is the bronze swords down here. Yeah, there we go. Well, I don't want to give specific weapons to them, or... Fine. There we go. Oh! Well, actually, no. This is the point where we stop, then. We're about 50 minutes in, so that's fine. Do I have anything that I'd want to set up before I end the video? I'll see if I have enough for another thing of road to designate before I end. Just to use a little bit more time. But yeah, things are going good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, that's right. That's why I had this set up like that, so I could actually see what's going on. And let's see if we can get one more in. Yep, cool. There we go. And that'll be, we took care of the axes. Oh hey, I actually did select specific. Interesting. Oh, It's not actually hard to select these, so, I forgot to, deselect. At least this will tell me if I have enough short swords of the required quality for eventually assigning a lot of them. It looks like I actually have exactly enough, which is convenient. Well, not exactly, but mostly, almost exactly. There we go. We haven't done anything with the crossbows. I should probably up their quality, and that's probably the next thing I'll do. But besides that, we're ending here. We should get visited by goblins in the next couple seasons, which will be interesting. Besides that, I almost forgot an important step. Init file... Is it dinit? Yes, it is. 100... Or not 1,000. God, no, not 1,000. 100 dwarves. We now have the cap enough to really fill up the fort real good. There we go. And yeah. That's what's gonna be happening next time. Gonna probably get more migrants, hopefully be able to fill up the rest of the, I don't really need more crossbow dwarves, and the ones that we have currently are trained decently enough. Unless I get someone that's at least competent, I don't think I'll bother. But another axe dwarf, because they're kind of my out front team. But, yeah, with that, we're pretty much finished here. Please leave a like, as it'll help other people find this. This is Akhier, and I'm signing off.